You say you can teach me the sacred arts? What do I need to do, O Master? For starters, go catch a fish like a penguin. How does that help me? It is all the same, grasshopper. What the heck does he mean by that? He's the grasshopper. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Legacy Transformer here. This time around we have Kickback. Now Kickback, of course, is based on a Generation 1 character. Here is that toy. Kickback was originally released back in 1985. He was one of the first of the Insecticons. Kickback, like his Insecticon buddy Bombshell, liked to mess with the minds of his victims. Whereas Bombshell would inject mind control shells into his victims, Kickback relied on words. He would get blackmail on various people, especially humans, and would often use that to his advantage, pretending to be somebody's friend in order to get favors out of them. And then when he finally grew tired of this person, he would find a way to destroy them, usually by releasing the information he had or just ordering them to their death. The original toy was made up with a lot of chrome pieces. Mine are kind of wearing out on this toy. And of course is famous for having a hollow chest cavity with a trans-yellow cover. That's because the Insecticons in their original format, back when they were released by Takara in Japan, they were originally alien-powered mecha. So the opening canopy was meant as a cockpit for a driver. Now, while they've carried over the trans-yellow plastic bit onto the modern figure, it does not open. Supposedly, you can break it open, but you will not find anything in there, so it's not worth doing that. Alright folks, let's take a look at modern Kickback's accessories, and we'll start with his gun. It's done up to somewhat resemble the original gun, except it now has some purple spots on it. The handle back here is done up very similar to the Generation 1 gun, and it also has an ammo drum in the front, which again harkens to the Generation 1 toy. Now, of course, if you don't want Kickback to hold his gun, he can stow it on his back. It has to, however, be put in where the barrel is facing upwards. That's how the ammo drum fits into his back. And then, of course, he has two of these energy blades. Now, the thing I want to point out is that these are not exactly the same. One side of them will have some tabs protruding out. They're done in trans-clear plastic, so you won't be able to see them easily. Got my finger behind one of them. I'll stick my other finger down here. I'll do the Spider-Man web shooter trick here, and hopefully against my fingers you may be able to see them. Not likely, but right about there's where some tabs protrude. On the other one, they would protrude on the opposite side. But with that, that's just so that they can be mounted to his wings when he's in insect mode. They can either clip in, when in robot mode, they can clip onto his arms, or if you would like, he can wield them in his hands like a sword. Supposedly, according to what I've read on the Transformer Wikia, they can be combined together in such a way that they will help form an abdomen and make it look more like an actual insect. But they don't really show how, so we won't worry about that. At any rate, let's get the gun off of his back here. Let's take a look here at what sort of articulation Kickback has. His head can be turned from side to side, and it is on a ball joint, so it will rock up and down a bit. His arms can be stretched out about so far, and his arms do rotate at the shoulder all the way. You can bend his arm at the elbow all the way up, so it will touch his shoulder. But of course, he's also got double jointed elbows to go with that. And while it is a little bit stiff, he does have a joint at the biceps, so he can do the G.I. Joe battle grip. Kickback can be twisted at his hips. So he's got some dance moves going there. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. He does have a thigh cut, so you can turn his legs at the thigh. You can raise his legs up at the hip a little more than 90 degrees, and you can bend him at the knee 90 degrees. So he does have quite a range of motion. Okay, to transform Kickback, it's a relatively simple process. We start by folding his wings down. Get those out of the way. Then we're going to turn him around to his backside. You'll bring his arms up like so. Then you're going to fold out these rear protrusions on his arm, because you're going to fold his fists inside like that. And then kind of spread them out with the double joints that he has to form his insect legs. Then we'll come down here to his legs. You're going to pop out these purple protrusions down here. Then you'll fold out this little foot, and you're going to turn it around to face the other way. Just like that. Then, of course, once you've done that, you can reach up here to his head. You're going to turn the head all the way around. And then there's this bit of plastic in here just above where you would connect the gun. You will fold that out, and it will cover his face. Just like that. Then, of course, once we've done that, we flip him over. I should warn you that the little feet do pop out very easily on their ball joint. You just push it right back in, and you'll be fine. But, just the camera down a little bit here. Then we come here, we shift his antenna so they're pointing straight up. Come down here, and you'll fold his feet into his ankles. And then you can adjust the wings a bit so they stick up more. And then there you have it. Kickback is in his famed alternate mode of a grasshopper. Now, of course, let's put him side by side here with his Generation 1 counterpart. And you can see, all in all, it does look pretty close to the original toy. Now, of course, the biggest difference with this one is he can hold his weapons. You can reach underneath him here, and you can insert the gun into his belly. so that he can shoot somewhat forwards. And then the energy blades would be attached to his wings. Just exactly like that, and that makes him look even more ferocious. So we get down to my thoughts on him. What do I think of this modern Kickback? I like the improvements that's been done to this modern Kickback. The figure, it's nice, it's solid, it has a good transformation, and it does pay a lot of homage to the original toy. If there's anything to really gripe about with this one, it is that the insect leg feet on the back end, they do pop off very easily, and they could get lost easily, or wind up being swallowed by a child easily. So, definitely something you'll want to pay attention to, folks, because if you've got a real young child in the house, you may not want this toy to be around. Or at the very least, keep him in the box until the child's a little older, so you don't run the risk of swallowed feet. At any rate, that's my look at the legacy version of Kickback. I hope you all enjoyed it. And remember, if you do like the content that we feature here on this channel, please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We do appreciate the feedback here. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.